Hey guys, Hassan here, and I wanted to put together this brief little video. Hopefully, I'll keep it brief. I know I tend to ramble, but I'll try. Basically, I kind of wanted to present this little scenario and sort of just let out my thoughts on it. Um, so, everybody goes through different experiences in life, and that's how, these experiences that you go through make you the person that you are today. So I kind of want to present two scenarios for ways that I've noticed that people can deal with things that happen in their life and how that affects them as time goes on. So there's two scenarios. All right, so you have scenario one where people will essentially they'll go through some sort of experience. Maybe it's something bad. They kind of went through and maybe an embarrassing moment. I don't know, any sort of experience that they go through, and they try and forget that happened. And so what they'll do then is they'll just worry about how things are right now. They'll try and erase the memory of what happened, try and ignore it. Maybe you had some traumatic experience or something, and you just don't want to remember it, and you're just kind of focused on right now, dealing with things in life, and may or may not be concerned with the future, but it's more living in the present, kind of forgetting the past, almost moving on from that. So that's the first scenario. Second scenario is instead of forgetting the past, you try and remember the past, whether good or bad. Even if it's a bad experience, you try and remember it, which can hurt, but people will remember it, and you remember it for what it was, and you look towards the future. In that, like, you recognize the past as the past, but you focus on the future ahead. So two different scenarios, two ways of dealing with things, right? So in the first scenario, it's more about forgetting what happened so that you can kind of live now and continue living your life, versus the second scenario where you try and remember what happened but use that to move forward in life. So which scenario do you think is better? I want to pose this question, essentially. So post in the comments or whatever, offer your thoughts. So I'm going to give my opinion, and my opinion is scenario number two. And that is because, for me personally, if you try and forget the past and sort of, erase it or sort of shut it out, you're not going to be able to learn from that. You're not going to be able to grow from those experiences, in my opinion. If you're trying to, however, good or bad or whatever it was, the only way that I can sort of learn and move on is to use the past and use that to learn. I'm a very reflective person. I like to look back on things and learn from that and move on. But for me, what happened. No use trying to erase it away. Just focus on the future, basically. And that's kind of the view that I have. But I've noticed other people tend to have the opposite view, or at least they try and push things away and maybe almost pretend stuff didn't happen, or that's their way of dealing with things. And so they kind of do that, and somehow they're able to, ignore that stuff and continue, living on. And I don't know how they really deal with it necessarily. For me, my opinion is if you're kind of pushing stuff away, you're not really dealing with the matter. You're just kind of trying to enjoy the then and now, you know what I mean? So then what about the future? What if some sort of thing crops up related to that, and then how do you deal with it? So personally, I like to take, what I got from experiences and use that to look ahead and make changes in life, or whatever you have to do to continue moving forward. So there's that. So that's my thought on that, and I just thought that was kind of interesting because I've seen people lately go with both different scenarios, and there's certain situations that it's disappointing to me in some situations. I guess I can kind of see where people would go with scenario one, where you try and forget the past. Maybe you do have some sort of really bad experience, and I mean I can't speak for everybody. I don't know why people will do that necessarily, but maybe there's some really bad experience that people went through, and their way of dealing with it is not dealing with it, and they just don't think about it, and that's how they get through life. So maybe that's the case, but in the scenarios that I'm kind of encountering, I I'm disappointed in some people for going that route, because I feel like they're not being honest with themselves. And the only way to really get through life, in my opinion, is to be real. You know, you got to be honest, you got to be open. And for me, if you're going to ignore, you know, the past, what happened, then, I mean, you're not really dealing with the stuff, I guess. Trying to not, trying to keep things general here, but yeah, so I guess offer your thoughts. Let me know what you guys think. And all I gotta say now is try and be real, because I think if you're real with people, if you're honest and you're open with them, no matter how good or bad or whatever happened in life, people will accept that. And I think there's no use trying to hide things. Just try and no use trying to ignore stuff or push it away. Just face it head on, and in the end, it'll be worth it. Just kind of yeah, I don't know. I guess just focus on the future and don't try and ignore the past, I guess. So just be real with people. So that's the message that I'm gonna leave you guys with. And so just be real. See you guys later. Peace out.